Please remove your smart button before refilling your vehicle.
See how much this costs. Another brilliant night here. Awesome place. And it's got a water station and a waste station here in this garage. And it was €2. So this is a Carrefour. I think this is a common thing. Pretty scary. But then, that's the way it goes. You're welcome. Thank you for your help. Right, let's go to Honfleur. Not Honfleur. Honfleur is where I'm going tonight. Right now, we're going to Bayeux. Bayeux or Bayeux, I don't know how it's pronounced. One of those. Bloody rush hour. We're out. We're in Bayeux. I checked the pronunciation. And that's close enough. About a 7 or 8 mile walk I think today, which is really nice because it's a lovely cool day. There we have it, Bayeux Cathedral. It was originally consecrated in 1077 in the presence of King William, then he would have been. But it's also where the Bayeux tapestry was originally located. On top of that, it said this is the site where Harold swore loyalty and support to William, who was the Duke of Normandy at the time, and yes, swore support for William's ascension to the throne.
Merci. Hope to see you again someday. Keep flying.
What a great shop. That sign on the entrance to the museum for the Bayeux tapestry does term it as propaganda. So I mean, they say history is written by the winners, and I think this tapestry is firmly there. Well, that was very interesting. A couple of things though, and I have to credit, I told you I was listening to the audiobook Unruly. There's 2 things about the Bayeux tapestry. It's considered to be a French tapestry, and it's not actually a tapestry, which is strange because nobody seems to be able to name another tapestry. So the definition of tapestry should at least be altered to encompass what that is, which is an embroidery. The other thing, it wasn't made in France, it was made in Britain, because they didn't have the skills. People didn't have the skill set here to make it, so it was made in Britain. So it's not a French tapestry, it's a British embroidery. Interesting, I thought. So the Battle of Hastings was in 1066. William was the invader, Harold was the king. William came over from Normandy. Harold had all his troops lined up, he had the high ground, so he had all the advantages. The armies were the same sort of size. All Harold's troops had to do was stop William's troops from getting the high ground. But lack of discipline, I think, ended up causing a break in the line, and Harold got shot in the eye, and then that was it. Right at the very end, Harold leapt over William, and William cut off his legs, and then Harold fell into the lava and burst into flames. And sadly that was the end for him. I might be getting mixed up with something else. The tapestry itself was made just a few years after the battle, so it's 11th century, which is incredible really, considering how intact it is. Right, now to carry on with this walk. Functioning water wheel, that's cool. Back in the town. It's got a little pizza and wherever this thing is, vanilla, smells nice. Eat this, go back to the van and then head off to Honfleur. Figure out where to park up there and probably have a little wander around. I don't think it's far away. I'll find out very soon. So I'm in Honfleur, stay here tonight. I'm supposed to be exploring the beautiful cobbled streets of the main town. And it does look beautiful, but on the way in I saw this huge bridge and it looks like you can walk over it. So that's where I'm headed. It's a cable-stayed bridge, and when it was opened in 1995 it was the longest cable-stayed bridge in the world. I just checked, it's 9th or something now. Still pretty impressive. I don't know if you can see, but there's a beaver there. I didn't even know they had beavers in France. And another one over there. Very, very interesting. Job done. Now to just walk all the way back. There was a point. Just trust me, there was a point. So this is the Seine. And I think it's the last bridge before it enters the English Channel. You can feel it rocking, which is a bit unnerving. Very interesting bridge. I think all bridges are interesting. I mean, it's just these thin-looking cables holding it up. And you wouldn't think it could. Amazing, really. Right. Just dropped some stuff off at the van. Gonna head into the town. A lot of vans here. An awful lot of vans. And now I'm starting to see more British ones. I think it's probably the time now that they're setting off from Britain. I'm glad I got the jump on it all, I have to say. I've really enjoyed the near empty towns and near empty roads. This is an interesting little place. I say little, it's not that little really. It's a church. Apparently the church here, the original one, was damaged and destroyed in the 100 Years' War. And then being on the coast, the shipbuilders were left to replace it. They just used wood because there's forests nearby. That was the easiest thing to do. And you can tell when you walk around it, if you look at the ceilings, you can see it just looks like two sort of inverted ship's hulls. I think it's known to be the oldest and largest wooden church in France. What an amazing little town. It's very, very beautiful. It's inspired artists like Monet. So I just read on Wikipedia. The harbour's just beautiful. Right, just picked up some food in a little supermarché. Now back to the van to eat it. Good morning, another good night. A nice quiet place. I'm all packed up now, ready to go, and I'm going to Jumieges. I don't know. There's a ride today. I don't know whether I'll do it today or tomorrow. I might have a day off. Yeah, we'll see. I'm going to get there first and then decide. Okay, so I've made it to
Jumieges.
Now I'm going to decide what to do because I got here later than I thought and I am not feeling very energetic. I don't know whether I want to go on a ride. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to check the weather. If it's going to be sunny or nice or not raining tomorrow, then I'll do the ride tomorrow. This is a great little park up and I've got views of donkeys, which is always a good thing. Nice. I've done next to nothing. Just had one of those days. The weather tomorrow looks alright. It's going to rain about 1 o'clock, but I'm going to get up and get going early. So yes, I'll see you tomorrow morning and I'll enjoy my spaghetti bolognese. It's one of those rehydrated ones, so I'm actually looking forward to that. It looks alright out there. I'm out. I picked this town because there's an abbey which looks really interesting, and I was gonna arrange the route, so I stopped halfway round here. Let me show you. Stopped halfway around and had a look at it, but it doesn't open till about 9:30, so I'm just going to do the route and then go to the Abbey when I get back. That way I've a chance of beating the rain as well. I think I'm going to be getting that ferry back over at the end of the ride. So I'm going to treat this ride a little differently. Ross and I have a ride coming up where we're riding from the west to the east coast of the UK overnight, trying to beat the sun. So I'm trying today to maintain a higher speed and see how that feels. You might have even seen this video because I believe it'll probably interrupt this series anyway, and this is right at the end, so it's likely that you have. Hopefully we made it. Hopefully we beat the sun. It's funny to be speaking about this knowing that you already know, but don't put it in the comments and let me know because I don't want you to spoil it. If I can aim to cycle around about 15 miles an hour for most of this ride, that'll hold me in good stead. So 17 miles in, average speed 12.2 miles an hour, which isn't bad really. I need to stop though and have a snack or something. One thing I'm not good at is keeping my energy levels up. But yeah, good so far, and this is a beautiful ride. I mean, really is. Really enjoying it. The sun's still up, spots of rain, but I mean, that's just nice. It's refreshing. If it stayed like this, I'd be happy. It looks a bit darker over there though. Ah well. Who are you gonna call? SOS Phantoms. I haven't seen that. Yeah, it's supposed to be good, I think. The reboot of the reboot. The rain started. It's not too bad so far. Awesome. Didn't know I was going to be crossing another bridge. Another cable stay bridge. Pont de Breton over the Seine. What an awesome cycle lane we have for it as well. I believe we rode all the way along here. In fact, I know we did. I remember those cliffs. And now we're going to head back that way. So I'm guessing we're at the furthest point, which makes sense. The weather's been kind. Even if it tipped it down with rain now, I'd have got away with it in my mind. I think northern France is exceptional for cycling. I reckon you could just come over here and probably just, I could spend at least 2-3 weeks just bouncing around on the north coast here. Oh wow, I can see the ferry. Is that the one I'm supposed to get? Just coming in. I don't even know how you get tickets. Oh well, if I get there, I get there. I'm on it. Don't know what I'm supposed to do, but I'm on. Maybe I'll just hide here. I don't know. I don't know whether I just dodged a fare or what, but now to get back to the van, I guess. Right, done. 37 miles, 390 meters of ascent, average speed 11.5 miles an hour. So I think that's pretty good. Good test, an enjoyable ride. And I do think it's going to rain, so I think I've timed it perfectly. I'm going to have a cup of tea and then probably go and look at that abbey. So that's probably the last ride of this trip. And just to quickly sum up, this bike has been flawless, perfect, and it's coped with all the conditions. I think it struggled once on some pretty nasty mountain bike type trails, but what a fantastic do-it-all bike. I love it. I'm really pleased with it. The Kona Sutra, that's it. Kona Sutra. I've been reading reports that they've closed down, or they are closing down, or something or other. So if you want one, I would get one quick. And I mean, obviously I'm not sponsored, but I think it's a really nice bike. My knowledge is limited with bikes, but if you just want to do it all bike, I would recommend it. And it'll be the bike that takes me on the Trans Am. Different tyres, mud guards. Yeah, awesome. Right, gonna go and have a look at this abbey. Just been doing a quick bit of research about it, and it looks like the first abbey was here in about 654, but the way it is now is mainly from about 1042. It looks interesting. I mean, it's in good shape for an abbey. Lots of different things happened to it over the years. The English occupied it at one point, but it kind of started its long decline, but it was abandoned after the French Revolution, when all of these religious places were ordered to be evacuated, and they used bits of the stone to build other churches and houses, all sorts of things. It was basically a builder's yard by the sounds of things. It really is an interesting looking place. Here's the abbey. I have a brochure. I'm going to look into something because they always ask what country you're from, and I'm from Wales. I mean, I live in England, but Wales is Pays de Galles, and Galles is close to Gaul, so I need to look into that. I will do that before the day is out. I wonder if there's a link between the Welsh and the French. This is the main church, and this was completed in 1067, and William the Conqueror came here for its opening. Do they call it an opening? There's a word, I know, but it doesn't matter. William the Conqueror was here in 1067, fresh from his battle. Do you ever think when you're walking around places like this that one day something is going to fall down? It just mustn't it? I mean, look at this thing. I have to say, this is very, very impressive. So I'm looking it up, and Pays de Galles means country of some Welshmen. So it's a strange way of determining the name of a country, and it's like dismissive. What's that country? Oh, it's a country of some Welshmen. I'm not going to take it as that though, because I have more respect for the French than that. Right, that was enough. Now I've got to do that thing. I've got to walk back through the reception, and I'll be thinking that they're going to think I haven't been here long enough. But just won't make eye contact on the way out, so it doesn't matter. I mean, I love all this stuff, but I don't know. Half an hour, I think that's a fair amount of time to be amazed. All right, it's been a nice evening, nice afternoon. Just been out for another little walk. It's actually turned out to be a nice evening. I think tomorrow I'm going to Amiens, somewhere near there. Not sure exactly where yet, but tomorrow's the last day, which is a strange feeling. Very strange feeling. It seems to have gone quick, but it's been fun. I think probably tomorrow I'll sum it up and let you know what I feel about this kind of trip and whether I do something similar again. Anyway, I'll see you in the morning. Goodbye. Good morning. All ready to go. I'm headed for Amiens, or a place nearby. There's a ride, a shortish one, that goes through there. Interesting cathedral by the looks of things. So that's the plan for today. And then I don't know where I'm staying tonight, but I'm probably going to head towards Calais, because of course I've got to be there tomorrow. So I might as well make tomorrow's journey as short as possible. I've just parked here. I don't know what it is really, but it looks good. I'm not going to be staying here, so it doesn't need to be level or anything. And yeah, going to start this ride, just getting the bike ready. The actual final ride, even though I said yesterday, I thought I was going for a walk today. But there we go. I ain't complaining. Amiens Cathedral. I mean, that is impressive, even by cathedral standards. What an incredible building. It was built almost entirely between 1220 and 1270, so only 50 years. So it's a Gothic cathedral. So it's also said to be the largest cathedral in France, and it contains apparently the skull of John the Baptist, who is a Jewish preacher who baptized Jesus in the River Jordan. Apparently the skull was found by a crusader in Constantinople in the 13th century, and he gave it to the Bishop of Amiens. Let's go and have a look. May as well. Gift shop. So sadly it's not on display at the moment. You know, I feel like I've been in more cathedrals over the last 2 months than the most pious of pious men. Very interesting though. the tomb of Jules Verne. Awesome. I love Jules Verne. Right, that's that, I would say. I'm just going to get back to the van now. The rain has come in, only light, but rain nonetheless. So there we go. That was the last ride, which feels a bit sad, but you know, also I suppose I think of it as an achievement. That's 2 months, no major dramas, saw a lot. So yeah, I'm pleased. I'm pleased with how it's all gone, and of course I can do more. And I've got a lot of good stuff coming up as well. Obviously, the Trans Am, and going to Florida for a family holiday in about 3 days' time, so that's cool. There's other things as well, which of course you'll find out about in due course. I've just booked a place in St. Omer. It's on the way to Calais. Just looks like a sensible thing to do. It's only 3:30, so yep, I'm going to head off up there now. Thought I'd take advantage of a lull in the rain, get for a little look around. Might as well. It's quite close to the centre. Looks quite nice. Another one. Overload. That's a Gothic bit. And this is not a Gothic bit. Probably contains the pelvis of some saint, a femur of Saint Colin. I think it's the end of my trip, and I think I'm on a downer. I don't mean to be. I think I'm sulking. In fact, I don't think it. I am. I'm sulking. Good morning. All packed up. Now to head to the ferry terminal. I'm going to be there early, but I might be able to catch an early sailing. I may as well try for it if I can. So I'll see you there. Well, there we go. I'm back in the van, just about to get off the ferry. So I guess that's it. The trip is over. There may be a little summary which I'll do when I get back home. I don't feel like doing it now. I have that, you know, post-trip blues thing going on. But I'll get over that quick because I have lots of good stuff coming up. So thank you for watching. Thanks for watching all of the videos. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye. So I thought I'd sum up the van trip. A few thoughts, things that I've learned. I was a little concerned when I set off, and I didn't know how I'd feel about it, whether I'd enjoy it or whether it'd be for me. You know, I was pretty convinced it would be, and it turns out I loved it. It was fantastic. I really enjoyed the exploration. I loved the driving, strangely. Driving in France and Spain was really quite easy, and there was lots to see. I stayed off the toll roads, which took me through some interesting little villages, and you know, I saw a lot, so it was really enjoyable. I think it's not comparable to some of the other big trips like the GDMBR or the Trans Am coming up. I prefer that sort of trip just because I like the challenge. I like having one sort of direction, a start and a finish, and I like ticking off the miles. That's always going to be my preference. The van trip, you've got a very cheap way of living and exploring, and that's what I think is the best thing about it. The infrastructure in France and Spain is really good. There's lots of free places to stay, and you're made to feel welcome. Then you're looking at fuel to get from place to place, which is, obviously fuel is expensive, but not too expensive. You don't need to be going too far between stops. And in actual fact, I think if I did it again, I would go to fewer places and spend longer in each one on bikepacking trips. So I'd probably pick 4 or 5 different trails I want to do, maybe 3 or 4 day long bikepacking trips, and then I drive there, do the 4 days, then go to another place. Basically use the van as a way of getting between trails. So that would use even less fuel. Food wise, you know, you can eat cheap because it's not going to cost you any more than if you're at home, basically. So yeah, that is a sustainable thing, which makes it different to the long trails. I loved France. I loved the north of France. I loved all of France. Spain was very chilled out, very cheap. I really enjoyed it, but I think I could have spent 2 months in France easy. I didn't need to go any further than that. It's got so many interesting places to see, and I just really enjoyed it. And as for the cycle routes and things there, it's just incredible. It's fantastic, and it's quiet, you know. I was at a season, which helped. I could see myself on another trip, just going to France maybe for a month or so. I would like to head up to Germany. I've never been to Germany. Holland, head up that way, and I'd like to go to Scandinavia as well. So there's lots of scope, and I think I am going to factor in maybe a couple of months a year travelling around in my van looking for the bikepacking trails. Anyway, now my focus is training for the Trans Am. I'm here at the moment in Greece. I'm summiting Mount Olympus with my brother who's over there speaking to his wife. Hi, Steph. So when I get back from this, it's going to be training for the Trans Am, which I can't wait to get started. So there you go, there's my sum up, my summation. A successful trip. I really enjoyed it. It went quickly, and I'm looking forward to getting back out again. Anyway, time to drink this beer, whatever that says. Tomorrow we summit Mount Olympus, which is awesome, and I'm looking forward to doing that. But for tonight, we're going to drink beer, eat spaghetti in this hostel. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I might see you again. Cheers.